Hello, my name is Vera Tarasova. I'm a student of international business. I'm a first-year student, and today I'm interviewing our mathematics teacher, Alexey Leonidovich Myachin.
Hello, Vera. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, hello again, Alexey Leonidovich. Okay, so I have several questions, and the first question, could you please evaluate the importance of your subject for future specialists?
Actually, this is a very good question because in Higher School of Economics, I teach several mathematical disciplines, and when we start the first lecture, sometimes I'm asked the question actually is very similar with your question. I ask students, how do you think, why do we need to study mathematics for your specialization? We will, in our course, we'll talk about derivatives, limits, integrals, and how can you use that in your specialization. And the answers, they say that we don't need to study mathematics, we just need to pass this course, and we need to study Mathematics 1 just for pass out for the second grade. And then we start to discuss about mathematics and what is mathematics about. And mathematics is some discipline which help us to understand the world. How can we describe the world using special mathematical science? And this is very important because if you want to study economics, if you want to study informatics, some different disciplines, in the biggest part of case, you need some special science for describe the problem. Using some formula, which if we see this formula, you understand what is this formula about, and I understand what is this formula about. We understand the problem, and we can use some special mathematics, theorems, special science to solve this problem. And this is very important for our students.
Thank you for your answer. And my next question is, how do you think, in what business branches the knowledge of your subject is necessary?
Mathematics 1 is some basic course, so we can say then in a lot of areas, of course. But one important thing is now we have in different areas, we have a lot of data, which is called actually big data. And for understand this method, statistic methods, machine learning methods, of course you need some basic mathematical science, basic mathematical knowledge. And this knowledge we study in Mathematics 1. So if you want to work in economics, in statistics, maybe in IT, you will need to study Mathematics 1.
As we all know, by the way, Industrial Revolution reduces many professions, replacing them with digital technologies. In your opinion, do you think that your knowledge will still be important in future due to the trends?
I'm sure yes, because now it's very popular artificial intelligence, some machine learning methods. But what do we need to know? Then in machine learning methods, we use some special functions for when we divide big data for test and train data. We use some functions for do it. We use some function, we construct some function to predict some data. And for example, if you came here by taxi, you have some special algorithm which recommend, okay, this is the traffic today, and we know for point A to B, how can you go to this point, and this is all about some special mathematical algorithms. So it's very important to understand this algorithm if we want to work, for example, of course, with big data.
Thank you for your answer. And Alexey Leonidovich, the next question is it possible to study your subjects only by textbooks without attending lectures and seminars?
This is a very good question too. Of course, Mathematics 1 is some basic course, so we have a lot of textbooks about Mathematics 1 or about Calculus 1. We have in our course, of course, one of them, and all what we need about our seminars, our lectures, of course, we have in our Google Disk, in smart LMS. But what is really important, and not only the basic understanding how can we use these formulas, or how can we solve derivatives, or how can we find the derivative of the function, or how can we solve some differential equation, but how can we use it in practice. So, for example, in some problem we can construct some differential equation, and of course we can find the solution. But what does it mean? And how can we use it in practice? So we tried to use some practice data, we tried to use some special formulas in our practical seminars, in our lectures and seminars. So I really recommend, you can, if you want, of course, you can pass this course just using textbook, just using some maybe videos, but I really recommend you to come to our lectures, to our seminars, and study with us.
Thank you. And me, as I'm being one of your students, I was wondering if you could give an advice for all of us and for future students of our program.
I always recommend to use the opportunities which give to us the higher school of economics. Because higher school of economics have a lot of laboratories, a lot of, for example, opportunities for construct some business plan, and etc. And I always recommend use these opportunities. So you have a lot of opportunities here, and for example, if you want to work with part analysis, you can come for our laboratory. Actually is now International Center of Decision Making. The head of the center is Professor Alexey. So if you want to work with game theory, with economics, with whatever you want, you can find some laboratory in Higher School of Economics in which you can work a little bit, in which you can came to some lectures, came to some seminars, and my recommendation is use these opportunities.
Okay, thank you so much for the interview. It was very interesting to know your subject better.
Thank you, Vera.
Thank you everyone for being with us. I'm sure that all of you have learned something new from this interview.